Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm gonna tell you my story of journaling and how I started journaling, my actually progress of journaling and how I got to this point where I am right now. And also then I'm gonna show you all my journals right now and how I'm journaling right now. So these are my current journals I use, and I will show you and explain how I use them right now. But first, let's get back into the 2020. And so like middle of 2020, when I first started learning about and watching like content about self-development and all of these things, and then journaling was of course one part of that. And I remember a lot of people saying like journal is one of the best practices you can start doing if you want to get better in anything, if you want to get your like clarity better, if you want to get better at achieving your goals, at planning, at time management and everything. And then I thought like, okay, let's like how should I do that? And then I also continued researching, and then I realized like, okay, this doesn't lead to anything anywhere. Like everyone is showing me something different, and I'm just gonna take the easiest step first I can take. And I just took one simple notebook. I still have it here with me, and I just took the simple notebook and I decided to I'll just write down my thoughts throughout the day. And so at the end of each day I would take that notebook and write down like maybe what I did that day or something like that. Just whatever came to my mind I would just write down, just to get into that practice, just to get going. And I was like keeping on like the writing every day, and after a month I take a look back, and I was like, wow, like almost 20 pages I have written in these 30 days. And there were some good lessons, some good memories. And then after a few months, at the like maybe it was September of 2020, I have seen a video by Kegley. He had the most one of the most influences on me when it comes to journaling, and he showed me. I've seen his way of journaling. He calls that 6-in-1 journal, and I was like, wow, it sounds like really good. So far, the best option I could take, I could do. And then I decided to just start right away. Even though he said like you should do it at the beginning of the year, like it's the best to take one journal for the entire year. But I took that journal in I think October of 2020, and that was like my 2020 journal till the end of the 2020. I got there like training journal and gratitude, ideas, and I think planning as well. It was like really simple as that, but next to that I still kept my like daily journal, I call that journal where I wrote every day whatever that came to my mind. Of course I filled the whole notebook I first got started with, and I took another notebook, and then I just continued with that. And that's how I began journaling in 2020. Then in 2021 I first started with that 6-in-1 method of journaling, and I'm still doing that till this day. And it was really like life-changing. I started to tracking better my training, my weekly progress in my work. Of course, I collected so many ideas in there, and a lot of gratitude, and I was tracking my goals in that journal. And of course, I kept journal like daily journal, mind journal, where I was writing my thoughts. That was like my personal. And of course I got an idea journal. This is exactly this one. I started it like at the beginning of 2021, and I still have this notebook. It's not full because here I just write down my ideas. I had a period when I was just trying to get 10 ideas on the paper every day, and I used this notebook for that. Now honestly I stopped with that because I learned that you have nothing if you just create ideas. You really have to execute on those ideas, and now I'm really more focusing on execution of those ideas than on just really writing them down. But I really have this journal because I go through that sometimes, and I really try to do even some other exercises with that. It's just simple notebook with lines, so like really nothing special. It's almost full, but it's really simple notebook. And of course, when I forgot to say that in my mind journal I first started, I would just on the top of the page write like the date, year, and what time is it, and I would just write as much as I felt like. Sometimes two lines, 2 or 3 lines, or sometimes it was like page and a half. But that's how I started in 2021, and then in 2022 I progressed even more. But in the middle of 2021 I started using one more journal, and that was like a book journal. I call that book journal because that's the notebook where I put the summaries of my book. So where actually I track progress of reading a book. So as I'm reading a book, I'm taking notes in that journal, and that's actually where I am right now. So now we are here in this present moment, 2022, almost October of 2022, and these are my current journals. So we have already got done with this journal. It's idea journal, but it's also implemented in this one, so I'll talk about that. But now first we're starting with this like bigger journal, and so it's actually the I call that daily mind journal, and this is the journal where I just as when I started, every day I write something, like just I write down date, like either wherever I'm done. In the beginning I just do it like on top of the page. I write the date, and I just write few lines, maybe sometimes a page of what I've gone through that day, what I have learned that day, what should I fix that day, and what I'm grateful for that day. So 3 or 4 things, like a quick summary of the day, and then one thing I realized I made a mistake I wanna fix, a few things I did good that day that I'm really proud of myself for, and then of course in the end a few things I'm grateful for in that day. And this actually I always do this journal before going to bed, and it really helps me to calm down, to put my mind into state for bed, to really finish the day off, sort everything out in the notebook, and to close the day off. And this day is done when I'm done with journaling, and then I just go to bed and I'm ready to start tomorrow again fresh. Then I'm gonna go over this journal. This is I call that book journal, because here I do like summaries of the book. So actually not summaries, but I in the end it ends up being summary, but I track the progress of take notes. I actually take notes of from books. So while I'm reading, I would after I finish a session of reading, I would write a date on the top, and I would write like whatever I have read about. So a quick summary of those few pages I have read, and then maybe some quote or something like that. Everything I got from that session of reading, I would write it here, and then when I'm done with the book, I have everything here in this book. But I'm not staying only on that with books, but I have another thing with books, and that's actually in here. This is my main 6-in-1 journal, and this journal I use for anything. This is my main journal. Here is the biggest amount of things I have, and it's just the method of Clark Kegley. I'm doing it almost the same way I got this idea from him. So in the beginning here it's like my like a review, how should I say, who am I, and here is how many days you have left till your 19th birthday. That's on the front cover. On the back cover I have like tracking things and goals. So I've made my 3 sections for goals, and I have here tracking of everything I do. And then my 6 sections in this journal. First I have here, and in the beginning of the journal, for me this is space for quotes. So here in the beginning, first few pages, of course I have written my mission and my values in the beginning, and some quotes, like when I go through every day I just write some quotes or some lessons I've got here in the beginning. Then so first section is like weekly requirements. So those are like weekly goals, because there's no point in big goals if you don't execute on them daily, and if you don't make daily progress. And here I track like everything I do on a weekly basis. So I just do it like this. This means weekly requirements, and I have like week one, and then I do all my 3 sections from my goals. I do set myself some tasks I have to do that week, and then throughout the week I check how am I doing, and am I getting done everything I said I want to get done. And then next section is ideas section. So here I collect my ideas and I actually try to work on them and to actually get them further on, and then of course trying to execute on them and tracking that in here. Then I have art, because at the beginning of the year I was really like trying to draw, and I was as well writing poetry. So in this section, when I feel like inspired, I will draw something, I write some poetry or something like that. Then next section is books. So as I said here, from this book journal, I write summary there, and then I have section for books, and here I write all the books I have read. And then my main method for making summary of the book is mind map. So I make here a mind map of the book that I have read. I have so like main lessons, quotes, some topics of the book, and some details of the book. And here I have like summaries of all my books in one place from that year, of course. After that I have learning. So here in this section I collect all my lessons and everything I'm like learning on daily basis. So if there's like a huge lesson I really want to remember, I put it in here. Or if I'm going through some course or working with the mentor, I put this in here, and I have everything in one place. After that, next section, of course here is I think 7 or 8 sections, but it's really about making it good for yourself. So next section is training section. I here track my training progress, and like I write the date, and I then write what I have done in training that day, and it really like helps me to track my training, to see how I'm progressing and what I'm doing on a daily basis. After that, after training section, there is a brain dump section. So brain dump, I as well called it getting to know myself section. I'm here working on my inner problems, my conflicts, and like everything that bothers me. I work on that in here. So I write down and I try to get more clear on those problems. I was as well talking about this section when I was in the video 7 benefits of journaling. I talk about this section because I use this section for resolving those problems and for getting more clarity. And final section for me is gratitude. So every day I would just write a few pages of what I'm grateful for, and that section actually after a few months looks really astonishing. So gratitude, and then like after a month it looks like this for me. Like I write a day, and I write what time it is, and then I write two lines of what I'm grateful for in this day, and that really like makes me feel present and feel really gratitude for what I have right now, and to appreciate everything I have right now in my life. So that's how I journal currently. That's what I do. Those are all my journals I use right now. Of course, I didn't get to this point right away. If you are starting off right now for the first time, just start just as I started, like with one notebook, basic, but then progress over time as you feel like you're ready to just progress even more, but don't complicate it too much in the beginning. Start as simple as possible. I hope this was helpful and this encouraged you to start journaling. Of course, I will make a video on how to start journaling, so subscribe here, and so you get notified when I upload that video. I hope this was helpful, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.